Alright, we are doing the install of the LDp L5P transmission cooler valve. So first thing, using an 8mm or 5/16 socket, we need to take really any of these clamps loose. I found it easiest if you split it here. So, wrong way. Pop that clamp loose. Unplug our mass airflow sensor. And we've got two clips down here we need to pop off, retaining clips. So we're gonna pop the one loose from the airbox, then right below it there's a coolant line with a plastic Christmas tree retainer clip. Pop that out of there. So those are loose. This truck has an aftermarket accessory here, it's in the way, so cut that zip tie. Alright, so to remove the air box, pop that tube out. And the box just has 3 plastic clips at the bottom. So you want to grab it under here on this inside, lift up, and then it'll roll out. Be careful with the lines here. Set the air cleaner off to the side. Now here is our cooler bypass valve. So chances are it's gonna be dirty. Blast her off with some brake clean. Compressed air. Our stamping pliers. I can always get them straight. Some people might be better off with a 45 degree. But and this is in our install instructions, but note the orientation of this kind of crescent shaped on the factory valve. If you're going to put it back in for a cold weather operation, you want to make sure it's orientated properly, otherwise you'll block off flow and it'll flow even less than they do. So you want to make sure this crescent, that the recess part faces forward towards your auxiliary cooler lines. Otherwise, like I said, you'll restrict flow even more than these do. So you want to take a pair of pliers and grab this nipple that sticks up and give it a twist. That'll break the O-rings loose, make it easier to remove. So you lift this out of here slowly, all the fluid will drain back down the bypass port, so therefore you lose no fluid. Next, pair of pliers, needle nose works best. You reach down in the valve and you pull the little thermostatic capsule out. Pull that piece out. And then lastly, going to pull the spring out. A hooked pick, angled pick works best. You can use pliers, but a pick works best. So that is all the pieces removed. Now our new valve, you're gonna wanna lube the O-rings. We use trans gel, you can use transmission fluid, Vaseline, silicone lube, even transmission fluid works. So for this video, I'm just gonna use some trans fluid, keep it simple. Make sure the O-rings are lubed good. Set the valve straight in there and then push it down. Next, we're going to reinstall the snap ring. And then you heard it snap. You always want to make sure it's fully seated. We know it's seated because it just snapped. You can take a screwdriver and push on it. You can put a screwdriver, flat blade between the 2 ears and twist to make sure that it's seated. But we got it in there. Next, I always like to clean it off. You know, we're losing fluid, clean it off so you can double check it for leaks afterwards. And again, we'll blow it off of there. Reinstall the airbox. If you get down here on the battery tray where it goes, you see the slot here. So on the bottom of the box, you've got, well, this one doesn't have it. Somebody's probably removed it and broke it off, but normally there's a retainer right here that'll go in that slot. And then these two here fit in these grommets. So typically you would roll it in to get this back one engaged, but this one here, it's been broke off by somebody else who's removed it. So saved us some work. So you want to be mindful of your mass airflow sensor connector, make sure it's out of the way. Watch these hoses, your coolant, the bleed off hose, and then like I said, this one has this aftermarket accessory here, it's in the way. So just be mindful of that stuff, and also make sure at no point you don't want to hit your intake air temp sensor, your charge air temp sensor, and break those wires. Easy to do. So same way we got out, we got to roll it in. So start it down in there. Okay, this one's in, it's just a little bit loose because it's missing that one. But you can look from over this angle and you can see the dowels and the grommets, so you can tell when you're on top of it and push it straight down. So we're going to pop our connector, retainers back in. Plug our mass airflow sensor in, hit the lock, and tighten our clamp on the intake tube. Always make sure that this is fully inserted and that the clamp's tight, or you'll get mass airflow sensor codes. And that completes the install, that simple. So these valves available straight from us. They'll be on our website soon. $59.99 shipped. Thank you.